He's, I think, one of the most dangerous fighters right now there is out there. And when people see me go fight him, I know they're gonna know that I'm not scared of nobody.
Risk versus reward. One of the most closely managed factors in the sport of boxing.
Sneak that, sniper like right through the guard.
Fortunately, with the current climate, one thing we've all learned is that if we don't do things now, we might never get the chance.
Star is born tonight!
And so, in a boxing world starved of excitement, comes a mouth-watering, all-you-can-eat buffet of lightweight super fights. But first, we prepare for a similarly exciting and equally explosive showdown.
Floyd, is this the future of boxing?
Absolutely.
The blue chipper with missiles in both hands from Baltimore
Is a champion at 130 for the second time!
against the rough and tumble volume puncher from Michoacan.
As Rock'em Sock'em here in the 12th and final round!
Here we present an unmissable crossroad fight at super featherweight as Gervonta Tank Davis takes on Leo El Terremoto Santa Cruz. Welcome to a Motivedia presentation. Fight fans, I've found an easy way to earn cash and gift cards. It's kind of like being a professional boxing judge. I fill out surveys on YouGov and earn points and cash rewards. They have polls on everything: politics, products, brands, you name it. Join right now. It's totally free, both on your computer and via their mobile app. I'm using YouGov and earning points for pay-per-view fights, dinners out, or at least delivered. It's a great source of fun money. Perfect for getting a tattoo of your favorite YouTube boxing channel. Thanks YouGov for sponsoring this video. Click the link in the description to start earning money right now.
Champion of the world, the undefeated.
Back in January last year, three-weight champion Abner Mares suffered a detached retina that forced him to withdraw from facing Davis in their highly anticipated clash.
It happened in the sparring session. It happened on Wednesday. Got hit in the eye. I felt the pain.
Taking his place, but lacking the same kind of resistance, Hugo Ruiz succumbed to a single-round demolition.
Splitting the guard of Ruiz, there's a combination by Davis, culminating with the right on, and down goes Ruiz in the first round!
Even though fans missed the opportunity to see Mares' work rate, many still believed it was a different Mexican fighter, one with similar characteristics, but a taller and more imposing frame that should have provided the next test.
Uppercut by Santa Cruz, and again Martinez goes down! Santa Cruz has steamrolled his way to a second world championship!
Brits will know him best for his grueling wars against the Jackal, Carl Frampton. Though after almost 8 years at the top, Santa Cruz has certainly earned his place amongst boxing's best.
We from outside of the south
As an amateur, he won concurrent gold medals at the Junior Olympics, amassing a total of 155 fights and winning all but 7.
The question will be, is it the right timing for him at 23, and is he ready for this opportunity?
And after a steady but consistent start to the professional game, it was his unanimous victory against Malinga to win the IBF title that put him firmly on the map.
Lucy Malinga, it's been entertaining, and Santa Cruz has been sensational.
Much like a featherweight version of Margarito, LSC certainly isn't boxing's most thrilling, but pairing an unparalleled Mexican spirit with a great engine and physical strength, the reality is he just keeps on winning, and it's hard to argue with success.
That's flat out fighting the way it should be, LA style.
With plenty to say, he's always kept the fans hungry, and where some have been frustrated by his previous choices of opponent, maybe this, at 32 years of age, represents his last chance to be great.
He's a great fighter for the fans. We want to please the fans, or for the big names. We want the big names. We want the big fights that the fans want them, so we want to give them to them.
This mindset of greatness certainly resonates to the man who will stand opposite Santa Cruz on October 31st.
Show something at the beginning of the round to stay in it, and now Davis thinks he's got him done, and Michelle Myers has seen enough.
In a weight class that brings a dozen or more incredible talents, there can be only one standout performer. And Gervonta Davis, the most powerful, spiteful, and explosive of the lot, vows to be that guy.
Again, ain't no safety on this Glock. Whoever wanted could get it. I believe I got the best team in boxing.
The heir to the TMT throne and nicknamed Tank for obvious reasons, Davis now looks to validate the high expectations that have surrounded his career.
Gervonta Davis is a bad boy, man. He's a bad man. He got bricks in both hands. I don't think Leo is going to be able to take it all night.
The 23 fights and 22 knockouts have certainly gone some way towards doing that already, but a whole new level of challenges and threats await.
Kevin Haney against Gervonta Davis is a super fight that will and should happen.
We need to make these fights happen now. I don't want to wait.
Anything is possible!
It's no secret that a lot of Gervonta's downfalls have been his own doing. Though fortunately, as a credit to his ability, none have translated to losses inside the ropes.
Did you see that, ladies and gentlemen?
He's certainly had a few off nights, but the B and C version of Tank is still a killer.
Davis now in the final 15 seconds, and Davis lands a left hand, down goes Gamboa! Whoop! There it is!
After failing to make weight against Gamboa, we also saw some split-second lapses in concentration.
There is a three-punch combination that lands!
The second half of his professional campaign will have a much tighter margin for error. And so fans are hoping that this time, the Gervonta Davis we see reunited with Floyd, shedding weight and looking as sharp as ever, is the one that will turn up and stay.
He hit too hard for Santa Cruz, but this one legends come when you can prove everybody wrong. But in my opinion, I don't think that he can take that power from Tank.
So this guy will definitely wait for Leo to make mistakes. So I will favor Tank Davis because of that. But then if Tank does not come prepared, if he doesn't take this fight seriously, I think Leo can take it.
On paper, it's much more difficult to weigh up. The advantages are split straight down the middle. With a combined record of 60-1 and 1, there is only one loss between them. And with that, both men are yet to taste the canvas. Leo has the height, the reach, and the professional experience advantages, whereas with a 7-year age deficit, Tank is the fresher, younger, and generally bigger guy.
I got so much respect for Leo. I was shocked when he said that. He said, I'm moving up. And he said, give me Tank. Like, oh,
The bout will be at Super Feather, which swings it in Davis's favor, as past fights have shown that even at 130, Santa Cruz's power diminishes quite drastically.
Moving forward immediately.
If we see the same version of the 4-weight world champion, the one that went to war with Frampton second time around at the MGM, then we should be in for a treat.
Definitely affected Santa Cruz's game plan. But here comes the Mexican-American trying to drive the Belfast man back.
But the inevitable question will be whether or not he has enough pop at super featherweight to keep Tank honest. Both men have proven chins, but the majority would consider Davis the sharper, more skilled, and more dangerous man. Santa Cruz has all this to contend with and more.
Tank drops him! And some showboating here.
Santa Cruz will undoubtedly enter as the underdog, but this certainly won't be an execution. The Mexican fighter is a real handful. He uses jerky head movement and relentless volume punching to force the issue.
He was a tough guy, very active, very experienced, throws a lot of punches, so it won't be easy. I think it's a good pick. I really think it's a good fight. It's a good fight.
But what he does lack, contrastingly, is one-punch knockout power. So it's the same old story, whereby he needs to be on point for 12 rounds, and Tank only has to be perfect for 2 seconds.
NFL team, the Baltimore Ravens.
And if the respect isn't there, those 2 seconds could come sooner rather than later.
He's the one that called me out, you know, so he got to see something in me, you know, for him to call me out and say he definitely want my the fight.
Either man could use their advantages to dictate the pace of the fight, and both will need to make their moments count. Dimension-wise and stylistically, the bout could take a similar narrative to Davis's clash with Pedraza, another tough customer who brought out the best in Tank, but found himself being drawn into a firefight, which would only end one way. Fight night will provide the toughest test of both men's careers. Gervonta will be looking to put an elite-level display of power and composure as he eyes up the very best. Whereas Leo will try and walk him down, smother any clean work, and prevent him from loading up.
Cruz is putting on a clinic. Guys say, yeah, you want to go? You want to go? Let's go.
Every opponent is different. You know what I'm saying? And Santa Cruz, he is known for his endurance and his output. That's his fight.
Stylistically, Leo presents a lot of problems. You know, he knows how to win. He's a winner.
Tank's engine is the only thing at question against an elite-level fighter, so LSC will hope to push him into waters he's yet to swim in as a professional. That said, if he's there to be hit, it'll be an easy night's work for the Baltimore Banger.
And look at these shots. I think the ropes are holding them up there, guys. But
Garcia, Haney, Shakur, Loma, Lopez. The list of talent and potential fights simply go on and on.
I think Tank is, I think he's probably the most physically gifted of all those guys.
George Kambosos Jr. even fights Lee Selby on the same night as another of the division's promising talents. But this version of Gervonta looks like the one that's ready to mix with the very best. This could represent his biggest and last fight at 130 before he steps up to start taking scalps at 135.
One punch to change the fight, and then I mean when you get two boxers, you know, at that level, anything can happen when they step in.
On the flip side, Santa Cruz could shock the world, earning his respect and putting himself amongst the sport's top pound-for-pound stars.
because of that cut, that body shot hurt him. Big body shots. Santa Cruz looking to light him up like the Las Vegas Strip.
Both men have taken criticism for their lack of risk-taking, but both will step through the ropes on October 31st, ready for war.
Do not blink. Our main event is underway.
Great fighters are those who find a way to win by all means necessary. And so it's time for both men to dare to be great. Well, I tried, but I really don't think there's any way to make Post-it notes interesting. After looking over the Wikipedia page, I had to scroll by a lot of filler. Really, it's old news about how they were created almost by accident, and hardly worth noting that the initial product launch failed. And the many lawsuits in which millions of dollars were expended trying to determine who created them in the first place is just passé. There was a story about artwork rendered on Post-it notes that's been exhibited in national galleries, but really, it's just Post-it notes. So sorry, but no, there's nothing interesting about Post-it notes. We cut out the chaff and bring you just the good parts in every Motivedia presentation.